Welcome interweb friends to our podcast today. Ty, the elusive one, and Totes, Stacy.
Cheers.
We're going to be talking about Sex in the City, the recast. Today, we reboot. And just like that, there's Miranda's neck.
Just go right to it.
So we both have been watching. We started, what, Stacy, 6 months ago?
Like 2 months ago.
2 months ago, watching all of the Sex in the City. Just so because I wasn't really familiar with it. I mean, old white women, no people of color, questionable. But we ended up loving it, like really loving it. We were into it, texting each day. So then we watched the reboot, and we're going to talk about And Just Like That.
That's it.
So starting off, what are we going to talk about first?
First, I want to say, watching it now, as opposed to back in the day, it hit different this time.
It did. You know what? I didn't realize how much of a comedian Samantha was. Like, she was vulgar, and I actually loved it. It just fit in today with everything that's going on online. I just love Samantha. Like, I love a good hoe, and she was an aggressive, good hoe. I mean, I live for it. She
definitely was. I do miss her presence this season.
So let's talk about the two episodes, the first two. What did you think of the first episode? Was it an emotional roller coaster for you too?
I feel like they played me. I feel like they put big in our face. Their love, showing how strong their love had grown and all this bullshit, only to, spoiler alert, this whole thing might be spoiler alert, so you might want to earmark this whole conversation. But they killed him, y'all. Why did they do that to me?
After all these years, we've been waiting to see the evidence that Big solidified this relationship, made it work. No models, no cheating. He finally the bottom of the barrel relationship that he kept putting Carrie on the back burner and treating her like bad sex. He finally had made her the fabulous woman and wife that she so, blessedly deserved to be.
She wanted to be.
And she needed to be. And you kill him. And
straight up in the first episode.
The one cringe scene that I had. There's one cringe scene.
Okay.
That I've been watching this show now for 2 months. There's only one scene that made me feel visually uncomfortable. Okay. Well, two. First of all, that podcast situation that she's doing is beneath her.
Yeah.
That situation with them 35, 40-year-old people being disrespectful to her, this is Carrie Bradshaw. She's iconic. You shouldn't be disrespecting her and telling her, how do you masturbate? Like, who does that? And that scene with Big, it's like watching your parents.
It was awkward for me when she asked him to masturbate. Can you masturbate for me?
I couldn't take my hair off his gray roots.
He couldn't take it seriously neither.
No, he couldn't. I don't think he could get it up because of his heart issue. Because, he quickly like, oh, come on over, climb on top of me, Hunty. She was like, okay, here I come, as usual. But I'm just saying, those are the two scenes. The fashion for me was iconic again. Carrie wasn't as reckless with the fashion, but the Dior, the Givenchy, Givenchy, all of those designers, all those flaky gays, we just love all those designs, but the only thing I was a little disappointed in was Miranda's, the way they chosen to take her being neurotic to another level. That was just weird. Like all her scenes with the classroom was just awkward and weird. I know they were trying to say that this older woman is still relevant and she still can, communicate with people her age. But I was just like, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I just didn't like how, every scene's got to be awkward.
Yeah.
I mean, every scene that she's in with that other lady, her teacher, whether they run into each other.
You talking about the braids?
Yes.
Yeah, but the braids was a little off too. She was giving me
a big deal.
She was giving me, I may have a complex situation going on. Okay. Miranda, eat. What'd you think about the way they transformed Charlotte's character.
I like how she's got her kids and stuff like that. And the little girl is like, oh, is she a pianist?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And the other one's like my daughter. She's like rebel and
yes,
fighting everything.
Yeah, the other daughter is not about the ball gowns. So, what do you think about ageism and how these women have changed since we saw them last? You and I just saw them a month ago, and they were young.
Ooh.
Carrie is still the most beautiful, ugly woman I've ever seen in my life. Like
you said that before.
Y'all have to admit, she's ugly, but when she's done up, she's gorgeous. Like I don't understand it. You think she's pretty?
Mm-hmm. I always thought she
every
was
time I look at her,
I
want to use her nose to cut open a bottle of baked beans, a can of baked beans.
Did you think Julia Roberts was pretty or not? Because that was the same generation.
Yeah, Julia was okay. I mean, it's like if she turned like this, she was like really pretty. But if she just did like that, it was like weird, like hair and stuff. But and her feet are a little big for me, but like big, like
Sarah's too, though, right? She has big feet too.
Oh, it looks like those Christian Louboutins she had on. I mean, her feet was like hanging out the top like this. I was like, what's weird? Like, why is her toes hanging out? It's weird. Stop.
They couldn't find her size. Damn.
They can find her size. The men's department.
All right. I was most shocked by Stanford being with Dude.
Well, they got together in the last season of the show. I mean,
I thought he had that one guy. He had that one stripper guy Stanford had.
Oh, he was just using him.
But I didn't know, like, him every time he would come into the room with this dude, the one guy. What was his name?
You mean the real tart mouth one?
One he can't stand.
I love him. He's so funny.
He's funny.
He is over the top. He's like, she's such a bitch. Hi. Like, I could get a lot and give it.
But him, like, he hated him before.
No,
he would hate coming to stuff.
I think they hated each other so much because they were secretly attracted to each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been down that road. But Stanford, may you rest in peace. But listen, how are you in the closet all them years and you didn't pull out any fashion sense? I mean, you are the white gay Steve Harvey, and we need to talk to you. I know you're gone, but I still have to deal with all of your fashion sense. Bad. Like, who wears light blue suits with purple and green ties? Like, you're on the cover of Mistake, sir. But I love your characters. What did you think about
hated it.
Hated it. What did you think about the way Charlotte has altered her look?
Oh, I feel like she didn't have to go there. She was a beautiful person, but I still like her though. I don't know. Oh, she looks really plastic though.
Dear Charlotte, from the management, you don't need 60 vials of Botox in your face.
No.
You need probably 10. Your face is like this.
Too blown up.
Yeah, but she's so beautiful. I think Charlotte is so realistic to her character. She's the only one that remained authentic.
Mm-hmm.
What's missing from this season, though, is humor. All the humor is gone.
Let's talk about how they played her. I don't like how they did that. Oh, Carrie fires her because she didn't need a publicist anymore.
Let me tell y'all.
Samantha acted some kind of way, and now she's upset.
Let me tell you the shadiest bitch is in the world. Sarah Jessica Parker. Ooh. How she played Samantha is, you got an attitude because I terminated your employment, so you terminated our friendship. This correlates into real life, which makes this woman look like these two items are pushed together. Right. It makes that actress look like she's a stone cold hater, when in reality Sarah Jessica Parker gets the last laugh. Like, you played me, but I'm gonna make the world think that your beloved character is corny and in her feelings, which is not Samantha. Samantha's a bad bee. She's like bad. What we lost here, we didn't realize that Samantha is also the star of this show. Her sexuality, her blatant sexuality, her being funny and disgusting and a pervert, like the time she was in with Aiden and Sarah Jessica Parker, and she's like, what is the worst thing about him? He's like, I couldn't fit both his in my mouth. Like, now you know that's funny. That was some funny stuff. That was the best scene. And then before she would climax, if she couldn't climax, she would go ham on a guy. I mean, she would go ham. Like the facial expressions, the energy, the vitality.
I live vicariously through her.
She's hilarious.
And after I watched the whole thing, because I like binge watched it so fast, faster than you did, I was watching episode after episode, so I was really living in it.
Yeah, living in the moment.
Through them, and then when I was over, I was depressed.
Yeah, but when we got
them
back,
they do to me like this,
killing
people off. You bastards.
Listen,
and making Steve deaf. You bastards.
Don't mess with Steve.
Steve deaf, y'all.
Let's talk about what they have planned.
Nothing. Old and senile.
Yeah, and Steve's not that old. He's got to be late 50s, early 60s. Why are y'all doing that to him? Like, whose idea was to make Steve a clown?
And their kids having sex in the next room.
No.
But it's real. I mean,
that's how
it be, though. I mean, they were making things in reality.
What in the Ricky Ricardo and Lucille Ball hair?
Homes.
I thought that
boys are allowed to get away with a lot more.
Yeah, and evidently. But the character I'm not liking at all in the show. I like them all because we kind of grew with them.
Yeah.
I'm not liking the podcast DJ comedian. It's something about her energy and acting ability on the show that turns me off. Yeah. The way that the producers have made her come for Carrie is inappropriate. Carrie is a living icon. That character needs to be respected. That character needs to be an icon. What you've done is you've let a millennium talk to her disrespectfully. She's wearing $5,000 shoes, miss. She's Carrie Bradshaw, fashion icon. The face may not be all that anymore, but she's Carrie. That character I'm not liking. And if they think that it's going to be okay to damage who the public loves, which is Miranda and Steve, what they went through, I know what you all are doing. Y'all going to pit her with that girl. I saw the energy, and y'all want to make her a lesbian. They've been trying to make her a lesbian for 20 years.
You think you're going to put Miranda with the girl?
Yes, and that is just eerie. Everybody.
You've been right, though.
I'm always right. I can tell.
You were kind of right, but you were wrong. You did tell me that they were going to be in divorce court, but he did.
That's what they led me to believe because I read.
They led me to believe nobody was going to die.
Well, we got two characters dying.
Yep.
We've got all of our favorite gays, Stanford, and we've got Big, who is now officially gone. I don't know what they're going to do because Carrie has just lost her best friend.
Yeah.
And she's lost the love of her life.
Yeah,
Segue to Aiden.
You think Aiden's coming back?
Yes, with his child, and probably lives with the mother.
Maybe mom passed away or something.
Yeah, hopefully that happens. And because Aiden really loves
now he'll
Carrie.
finally get to be with her. He can have her sloppy seconds.
Isn't it
he never was good with that.
Isn't it messed up that
he never was good with that?
We love Big, but we also like Aiden.
We do.
Like Aiden was
in different ways. Big is every woman has had a Big. Every woman has had somebody that has strung
every man has had a Big too.
Everybody that's strung her along and then didn't take her serious. She would never be that one he took serious.
But you know what really...
Even though she was all in.
You know what really messes me up about her? Sarah Jessica Parker is a beast. She never did any nude scenes. All them other girls had to do nudes. She's a star of the show. She's the producer. She just is a baller.
Ferris Bueller.
Is that the one who's Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Yeah. What happened to him?
He just aged.
Bye, boy. Like,
did he get something? No, that's Michael J. Fox.
She rubbing all up on them other men on that show. Every now and then she likes.
I saw her rubbing up on Chris Nose.
Yo.
That'd be a little bit too inappropriate for me if I was.
She is Sarah Jessica Parker. Now, the question is, let me ask you a question. If you had a choice and the producers came to you and said, Totes, would you prefer Samantha or Carrie in this special? Which one would you choose? Samantha, hands down. Why? Because we all love a good hoe.
Fun.
She's a hoe. We love a good hoe.
Carrie, she's like Blanche.
Carrie, we've never seen you naked.
She's the Blanche of the Golden Girls.
She did. Well, I've never been into that show, but Sex and the City, I got
hooked. You
hooked.
been into Golden Girls?
No, because they were all ugly. And then what's the one who's the man? She was the man
Dorothy.
of the group. Oh, she was a hello, sir, and them big feet. So what did you end up thinking after you watched episode 2? What did you think after episode 2?
I thought, first of all, they made Carrie kind of like, now she's going to be what? Holding all this anger in, being bitter. Like Charlotte feeling like she blaming herself for having her at the recital.
Well, Charlotte's always been...
She always trying to be dramatic.
It's always about her. Oh, Charlotte. She hasn't changed.
She cussed Charlotte out though.
Oh yeah, in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
So I hope they bring her back to being light and airy.
I mean, all the characters they've introduced, including Nicole Parker, whatever her name is. I thought, I didn't like when they said, "Oh, that's the white Charlotte." I screamed like that. She acts like Charlotte, but she was black. I mean, she's the black Charlotte. Bitch, I screamed like. I thought that I was a little disappointed because I didn't laugh as much as I wanted to, like in the older shows. I'm not sure if I like how they depicted Samantha's iconic character, which made her seem like a punk.
Yeah, like she just left because she was upset about a business deal that went wrong.
Yeah, we're no longer friends. We're no longer friends, so I'm going off to London. Cheerio.
Talk about this though. It made me tear up when she sent them flowers to the funeral.
Yeah, they played that. That's the scene
that was
where
classy.
I could say that was heartbreaking. When they said, she said remove. I said no flowers, and they said that those flowers were sent by Samantha.
She read the card,
and she read the card. And she's like, leave those flowers right there. Like, yo,
like,
that shit hurt.
I'm over here crying the whole thing.
I was like, oh, that shit hurt. But then what they've done to Steve is irritating. What they've done to Big is irritating. How Stanford will be gone shortly. We have to prepare ourselves that Carrie's lost, 3 people in her circle.
Yeah,
she's lost Samantha, Stanford's coming, and then she lost Big. I mean,
come on,
I'm trying to figure out what are y'all going to do with these women.
Come on, Aiden.
I mean, that opens the door segue. What do you think? You think Aiden's coming?
If that would be cool, though. I heard something maybe through the grapevine. I'm not going to say it's real that he was going to be on there.
Yeah, they said that they saw him on set.
So that's, and maybe, because I know he was married with kids when she had last seen him, but maybe he'll just settle on being sloppy seconds.
What do you think?
We can finally have her now that Big's gone.
What do you think was the most cringeworthy scene of the 2 episodes?
Her asking him to masturbate in front of him. That was horrible.
Asking this 60-year-old man with a heart condition to masturbate on camera.
He was like,
okay.
You gonna help me? No, I'm just gonna watch.
Okay, can somebody spray some icy hot on him? 2. What
he loved doing that Peloton bike. Like nobody, I can't do that. So I'm not gonna sit there and talk about his old age. He was doing that. And then did you hear that Peloton stock went down plummet because he died?
They're going to sue you, Sex in the City. Darren Star, run now. What did you think? I have a question. I want to know if people out there thought the same thing. When Carrie comes in and sees Big laying on the floor holding her chest and he was alive, why didn't she call an ambulance right then? Why did she take time to wait, stare at him, segue to scream, segue to go and hold him in the shower? Like, I'm confused.
I was calling 911
instantly.
Oh my God! Right?
I mean,
shock me.
I'm sure that probably wasn't time, but it's just that scene was heart wrenching as well. I mean, I know
I don't know. You said you felt nothing. Let's talk.
I felt numb toward the first episode because I knew what was going to happen. All the blabbermouths.
Somebody ruined it for me. Somebody at work.
Somebody on the blabbermouths.
Yeah, somebody at work, Karen, told me that he died, and I was like, "Damn it! Now I know."
I was
Thanks a lot, Karen. I have been missing all the spoilers on purpose.
What do you think of Carrie's funeral fashion?
Hot.
She killed.
She's always doing something.
When I tell you, I don't know if Nolan Miller from Dynasty, if he styled that, she looked like $1,000,000. She's the prettiest ugly girl I've ever seen in my life.
What she chose for the venue, it was so like
that was hot.
It was something you would want.
Where in New York City? Well, yeah, my funeral had that.
I have to have all of that.
Everyone
would you want the flowers or no?
Everyone wore black. Yeah, all black lilies. Black everything. And I want strippers carrying my coffin.
That's spray paint. Strippers.
I want strippers carrying my coffin. And I want Kim Cattrall to give my eulogy.
All right, Kim Cattrall.
Not any of those 3 drab hoes they brought back. All crying. The only person let's talk about Miranda.
Okay.
What do you think about them making her so inept and culturally misguided? Like the black lady with the braids. Like, I mean, I don't know why they chose to make her character so out of touch. Honey, you were raised and lived in New York City, the melting pot. You should be used to a Shaquisha, a Malika, a transvestite, a tranny, a transgender. Honey, you know what the peers are. So how do you not know that this woman, it's okay to have braids in your hair and be a professor? What is wrong with her? Her mouth is reckless.
I think she's just overly putting her foot in her mouth.
Yeah, like, listen.
Just be quiet. Less is more.
Honey, unless you want heroin.
Hi. That's all you got to say when you come into class. All you got to say.
It was so weird.
My bad. Oh, hey. Sorry.
It was so weird.
She keeps talking.
Do you think that Carrie is going to... Evidently, Big had money because the secretary said we need... Big had to be a multimillionaire, so Carrie will never have to work.
What's that thing about the secretary? Is that his mom?
I don't know. It was weird.
It is weird. She said she'd like to be called a secretary, but is that some type of thing with...
I don't... It was weird because she was acting weird at the funeral.
His mom was in one of the seasons.
Oh, yeah. She was at the church.
That lady probably took care of him.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Carrie. Like, bitch, shut up. You old. So what do you think? What do you think about the transition that they've done from when we watched it a month ago to now? As far as Carrie, will she stay at Big's house or will she go back to her own apartment? I bet you they're going to send her back to her apartment.
I bet she's going to leave that big house. I couldn't be in it without him either.
I think it's a condo.
I know it's big, like that, like big. The closet alone.
Oh, a closet.
She was remember like, all his lovers. Most of it's his.
Hello, lovers.
Right.
All them shoes.
She's loving them shoes.
Yeah, she's fabulous. Carrie's fabulous. The energy of the show. It's definitely missing something. If you think Nicole Parker is going to be that, mid-ground with Samantha, she doesn't have it. Like, I was bored by her presence. And when they said she was a fashion icon, where? She's bohemian chic. That's it. In a flea market wig.
Fashion
like, do you have anybody black on there that can comb her ends properly?
Who was fashion icon?
They said in that show that Nicole Parker was supposed to be a fashion icon. She was on such and such page of Vogue, and she's fabulous. And I saw her, was like, she's a cute.
Her as good as
no. Sarah ate her up. Sarah eats up everybody fashion-wise.
I love her outfits.
Who, Sarah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the tutu on the original one, that was a bit weird, very Cyndi Lauper, but...
She did whatever. She always didn't care.
Yeah, her fashion has changed on this show.
Now it's like more...
chic,
prestige,
elegant.
Chic, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he liked them. Maybe did she blend into Big's what he likes?
No, I think that Big didn't want her originally. I think nobody wants to say it. It's because she wasn't polished. She was just a girl next door who was cool, and she didn't have any money. And I think like the woman he married over Carrie, she was a model. She was polished. She was authentically pretty. She was rich. She came from a good family. And I think that they tried to play Carrie in that scene and try to make it seem like she wasn't polished and she wasn't pretty. When she really is the ugliest pretty person I've ever seen. I can't explain it. Like at the funeral, she's beautiful. Other times I'm like, ooh, I'm cringe.
She wakes up in the morning.
Can you imagine what she looks like? Skeletor! Skeletor, evil in his wolf.
They say she's 45. No way. Don't play with me.
What?
They were joking, right?
Listen.
How old did it end up? When the last? How old did it end?
I don't know, but Carrie, you cannot play no 45-year-old. I understand J-Lo and Mariah are both 50, but listen, boo-boo, you can't play. We saw that picture with you, no makeup. You're 60. So don't lie and say you're 45. You're
He's
not.
Aged her 4 years. Don't do that.
Girl, you're 55.
56.
I can tell. Let me count the veins in your neck. But who was your favorite character this season off of the 2 episodes that we've seen? Who did you like the most?
Charlotte.
I thought Charlotte
her
gave
husband, they're still in love and stuff.
Charlotte gave me authentic Sex in the City.
She did, Charlotte. She gave me Charlotte.
Carrie basically stepped out of that scene with Big where he leaves her at the altar and she's in a sweatshirt and she looks in the camera and she's like this.
Depressed.
And she seems like she elevated from that character. Yeah. She's not the fun girl typing and doing
Now she's sad.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand why they would start the season like this drabby, depressed.
Sad. I'm not happy with it.
Deaf. Steve hearing impaired. Samantha got bullied and she left.
I would rather him divorced.
Who, Steve?
No, I would rather him. Why y'all had to kill him?
Who, Big?
Yeah.
That would have been hot. A divorce, and he went back to his ex-wife. And
or something
Carrie,
like that. And
I
she
mean,
was like, F you. And she was like, but now she's sad and depressed that her best friend is gone. Thanks a lot.
Everybody loved.
Thanks a lot, Sex in the City.
Everybody loved Aiden and Carrie.
Yeah,
we all loved them two together because he loved her. Yeah, he was a little pudgy and chubby and stuff and weird and always wanted to fix stuff, and she wasn't used to that. And Big was the complete opposite. So we all got mad at Big.
But now he had his kids. You don't have to feel bad no more for not having kids. He had his kids, and they could be together now, y'all. I'm hoping that this is what happens. We need a relationship for Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie.
She can't be dating now.
Well, that one scene where she's like,
"Oh, she's gonna be on."
Yeah, well, swipe. Girl, why are you on Plenty of Fish?
No.
And you 66.
They're gonna have to pay Aiden back.
Girl, you better go on that one where they pay $1,500 and they go get you a ball.
Yeah, she needs to find another. Like, they can't have Miranda sleeping in every bed episode with her.
Miranda was like, let me cuddle up. I was like, what?
Can I rub your side?
Can I rub your lower back with my tongue?
We know that she already went there a little bit.
Miranda, please don't end up with the podcast person. You gotta be politically correct because we know you're flag. With Steve. I hope you stay with Steve, and I hope Steve gets a hearing aid. And their son is annoying, and he is a nymphomaniac. He is definitely the male Samantha. I really love Charlotte. I like her kids' dynamic. I like her husband. I don't like Charlotte. How she's altered her face to stay relevant and young. Miranda, I got to get used to her. She's always been my go-to as far as strength.
Yeah.
She's always ride or die for Carrie, and I love that. You always have a ride or die.
Yes.
Yeah, that angle is good. Look at them teeth. Yeah.
But
so we're gonna review episode. We're gonna do 3 and 4 together.
Yeah.
And we'll come back to you all and see how you liked it. Me overall.
Crossed, Aiden.
Come on, Aiden. Yeah, they saw you on set. Fingers crossed that a couple things happen this season.
Okay.
A couple things that I want to happen is I would love for Carrie and Aiden to get back together.
Agreed.
I want them to correct what they've done to Steve.
Agreed.
And not make Miranda a lesbian, which will be the easy way out because she's always had masculine tendencies. I also would really, really, really like for Charlotte for us to be the real Charlotte, not the bloated Botox. And it's too weird. It distracts from how beautiful she is. And last but not least, season finale, Carrie's having a nervous breakdown because, Aiden doesn't know if he wants to be with her. She misses Big. Big's ashes got stolen or something. And she's falling apart, and a doorbell rings, open the door, and Samantha's there.
You think that's what happened?
You think
Kim Cattrall's going to come back?
I definitely
come back, Kim Cattrall.
She hates her. Kim Cattrall.
We need you.
But if she comes back and they open that door and they pan up, and that's Kim Cattrall. And let me say this. Out of all of those girls, Kim Cattrall supposedly is the oldest. Have you all been to her Instagram? She looks beautiful. Mm-hmm. She's sexy, vivacious. She's gorgeous. Her face,
throwback mannequin.
But if you go ahead and pan up, and it's Kim Cattrall, game over. It'll be the biggest show of the year. It'll be the Sex and the City reboot that we all want. But again, Kim Cattrall and Miss Sarah Jessica Parker, their situation, girl.
Comment below in the comments what you guys think. Did you guys watch? Were you happy with how the show went? What did you feel about Big? I mean, let us know what you're thinking because I'm not happy about it. I hope they go this other way we're talking about.
Rest in peace, Big. We love you. Rest in peace, Big. We love you. We love that you and Carrie got together, but we do. Segue to Aiden.
We hope so. See y'all. Good night.